Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Phil with the Social Media Massacre, and this is the free social marketing strategy that is going to destroy your competition and drive massive amounts of traffic to your website starting right now. First off, I would like to thank you so much for buying this product. You made an excellent choice. This is something that there is absolutely no strings attached, nothing like that whatsoever. This is all 100% free. Um, So yeah, going back to a little bit about myself, like I said, my name is Phil. I'm an Amazon Kindle hyper author as well as internet and affiliate marketer. I've been doing this for several years. I've started many websites and I always struggled with getting traffic to my websites. But within the past year, I have found this method, which I'm about to share with you, that has absolutely changed my life online forever. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm not going to fill this presentation with useless filler crappy information or tell you how I've, became a millionaire overnight using this method. That's ridiculous. Um, but let's go ahead and talk about why what you're doing isn't working. And the first and most important thing that you should understand is that paid traffic can be very risky, and I really mean this. You can lose thousands of dollars using paid traffic if you don't know what you're doing. I can't even imagine how much money I've lost over the years using paid traffic. So that's not to say that it's not useful or that it's people aren't making money with it, but if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money. What you're doing has tons of competition. Paid traffic is basically the equivalent of fighting for keywords. The key isn't to change the keywords or the niche, but rather change how you approach your marketing. And the method that I'm about to show you has zero competition, so you're going to be right on top of the game. And lastly, you're doing the same old tricks over and over that aren't working. Old traditional methods like forum marketing are outdated at this point. And that's a really important aspect of internet and affiliate marketing, is to stay on top of the current methods. So what is the secret weapon that I'm about to talk about, and what's the advantage of using it? Well, several years ago, a new type of website emerged known as the social exchange. These websites work by allowing people to share and exchange tweets, Facebook posts, and many other social media interactions all in real time. I mean, you can literally interact with thousands, if not tens of thousands of people in real time using these websites. And for example, using a separate non-personal Twitter account, it is possible to use these exchanges to get your message, website, or product in the eyes of millions. So how do social exchanges work well for internet and affiliate marketing? Well, the first and most important point is that Twitter is going to be your heavyweight traffic source. It's by far the easiest to work with for driving traffic, and it's definitely the easiest to reach page one and get your message seen by thousands, if not millions. Uh, Twitter marketing has always been powerful, but like everything else, has changed with time. Several years ago, affiliate marketers used to do a lot of direct marketing. For example, if somebody would say, uh, I'm tired of being overweight or being fat, they could reply to that tweet with, hey, if you're having problems with weight loss, then you should check out this product, and put their affiliate link. But Twitter got really tired of all of these spammy affiliate links and cracked down on it, and now it is basically impossible to engage in direct marketing on Twitter successfully. So long story short, these websites work by allowing you to share a tweet that you have made. In exchange for exchange points, as they're called, another Twitter user will retweet this message, bumping Twitter's tweet ranking algorithm. Doing this several hundred times, and you can imagine the amazing results that you can have on reaching uh, the first page for those specific hashtag keywords that I'll show you how to use in your message. So the first method that I'm going to talk about is what I like to call the targeted approach. And in my opinion, this is the best and most surefire way to attract powerful traffic to your website. This method uses hashtags as a replacement to keywords, and doing so can allow you to receive laser targeted leads to your site. I mean, you can literally target anything under the sun on Twitter, from health to recent news to uh, musicians, anything. But let's get to it. For this course, we're going to use Add Me Fast, which the link is right here, as an example. But there are tons of other sites out there, and Googling social media exchange can show you hundreds and hundreds of results. So that you don't just have to use this site, but I'm just going to use this as an example. Alright guys, so here we go. We're on the home page of Add Me Fast, and as you can see there's a login box up here, but most likely you are not going to have an account, so you want to click this Try for Free Now. Now, even though it says try for free now, it is always free. They do have other plans that you can pay for, like I think it's $149 a week or something for unlimited retweets, and I've heard of some extreme success with that. But we're going to stick with free because that's my promise. So we're going to go ahead and log in, and it's going to take you to this page. Was welcome. You have 2 points, as you can see. Not a whole lot, but you're going to want to go over here to add site/page. Okay, so we're at the add site area, and the first thing you're going to want to see here is this drop down box, and if you click on that, you can see exactly what I'm talking about when I say you have tons of options here. I mean, there's Facebook, Vine, Google. I mean, I haven't even heard of some of this stuff. So, I mean, there's tons and tons of options to market. But we're going to be using Twitter, like I said. So you're going to want to click Twitter retweets. And you're going to notice this tweet ID box that pops up, which is, I'll show you how to do that. That's at the end of your Twitter tweet URL, and you're going to copy and paste that in here. And then you're going to see this CPC box, and that's the amount of points, which you can see up here. I don't even have enough for one right now, but the amount of points that you're willing to bid. So I mean, this is, imagine like a paid traffic campaign of paying 2 cents per click. Well, I mean, you're paying 5 cents, or not 5 cents, 5 points per retweet that you get from other members. But let's go ahead and head on over to Twitter, and I'll explain how to get really, really, really targeted leads using this. Okay, so here we are over at Twitter, and the very first thing that I recommend is that you make a separate Twitter account that is not used for personal stuff. I mean, you can really annoy your friends or subscribers, fans, whatever, by doing this. So I really recommend that you don't do that. You make a separate one, and this is my example account here, as you can see. Before we post a tweet, we are going to want to use our landing page or website URL through a link shortener. I really recommend that you use Google URL shortener, like for example right here. And my example is let's say a weight loss product. Now you can just type your URL in here, and if you click shorten URL, you will get a specific link that you can use. Now these sites will allow you to track the number of clicks and even the countries that they're coming from. I mean, demographics, everything. So if you copy this and then put that into Twitter, then you are going to be able to track the number of clicks. So let's go ahead and paste that in there. Now before you post this tweet, you need to know what is going to drive the most traffic, targeted traffic, to this URL. And I really recommend that you use hashtags.org, which I'm about to take us over to right now. Okay guys, here we go. We're at hashtags.org, and this white search box over here is going to be the first place that you want to go, and we're going to want to type in keywords or hashtags that are related to whatever we are offering, whether it's our website, say it's a business website, then you're going to want to search for different business terms that are drawing a lot of Twitter traffic. But for example, we're drawing traffic to a weight loss product. So let's try hashtag weight loss and see just how many people are searching this term. Okay, so over a 24-hour period, it completely maps out how many tweets included hashtag weight loss. And you can see that at over 1,000 were posted at 2 p.m., which shows that there's probably a lot of people searching for this term. Um, Another one you could try, for example, would be, let's say, hashtag health. And you can see that there are even more than hashtag weight loss. I mean, at 5 p.m. you have over 3,000 tweets with hashtag health in there. So that is obviously a very, very popular uh, Twitter keyword and is probably going to draw you a lot of traffic. Okay, guys, so let's head back to our tweet here and let's add these keywords that we have a pretty good idea are going to draw quite a bit of traffic to our URL. And let's go ahead and post it. Obviously, before you post it, you're going to want to type a little message, maybe like, for example, you haven't seen weight loss done right until you've seen this product, and like a little arrow or something pointing over. So let's go ahead and post it. Okay, now if we go down here and we click expand and then click details, it's going to give us exactly what we need right up here, this number. This is your tweet ID, and you're going to want to take this and go over to add me fast and paste it right in this box. Basically, the only thing you need to do after that is just set your budget. I mean, I recommend at least 7 or 8. I'm just going to go with 8 for an example, to really get people to share and promote your tweet. Just ignore these two right here. They're not really important. So let's go ahead and click save. Okay, one last thing before we start exchanging and driving traffic. I really recommend that you go to the add site area and you go ahead and add the Twitter favorites option as well. And we just go ahead and put our ID in there and then switch out our budget and go ahead and save. This really helps your ranking algorithm. Favorites are just as valuable as retweets when it comes to getting to the front page, so I really recommend that you do those as well. Okay guys, so we are finally ready to start driving traffic, and believe it or not, we have already overcome the most difficult part of this entire process. So to start collecting points and driving traffic, for example, one that I really like to use is Twitter followers. This is extremely easy to do. I mean, you can literally rack up hundreds and thousands of points in just a few minutes by doing this. And I also like to use Twitter because for this example, I'm using a separate non-personal account. So you can see that you will get 9 points for following this user. So if we click follow, a window will pop up and we can go ahead and click follow. Now once we exit this window, you can see that we will be credited those 9 points. And you don't have to acquire, not every single time that you do this, will somebody else do it right back. I mean, sometimes it takes, a minute or so for somebody to retweet your thing, and you don't have to sit here all day and do this. I mean, you can literally rack up 1,000 points and then go out, to the beach or something and let the traffic flow in. So yeah, that's basically how you get your points, and that is the end of the targeted method. And we will check back on that URL in a few minutes to see how many clicks we've gotten. Okay guys, so approximately 20-25 minutes have passed. Haven't touched it at all, and as you can see, we have 29 clicks on that link. Which isn't bad at all, especially for 3:30 in the morning when a lot of people aren't on. And as you can see, 25 of these clicks were from the United States. Now, the other 4 didn't register for some reason. I don't know. They could be anywhere. But that is a large amount of US traffic right there, and that is amazing. I mean, if this had been during the day, that might have been 100, 150 clicks, and that probably would have been a sale easily. As you can see, this method is definitely awesome, and I really recommend that you try this one. So we're going to go ahead and head to method number 2, which is the untargeted approach. Okay guys, method number 2 is the untargeted approach. And it should be noted that even though this method doesn't use much targeting, you can still drive massive and viral amounts of traffic that can result in a large amount of conversions. There's some stuff that I posted to Twitter that I never thought would have converted, and I woke up the next day to 4 or 5 sales. It happens. But it should also be noted that if you write an eye-catching tweet that makes it to the front page, you can easily crash your server from all the traffic you will receive. So, like I say, make sure that your hosting can handle this amount of traffic if you use this method. I mean, I have literally crashed my server in seconds, and if you crash your server, then no amount of traffic is going to help you, and it's all going to be wasted. Okay guys, so I made another shortened URL to test the untargeted approach and show you just how insane the amounts of traffic can be. So we're going to go ahead and head back over to Add Me Fast and set up our approach. Okay, so before we can enter our retweet ID and set all of this up for the untargeted approach, we need to head back to Twitter. Really quick. So we're going to go to Twitter and we're going to see these over here. These are the trends. These are the most popular things on Twitter right now. So if you copy these trends and we put them in a tweet, and then in front we take our URL and put that in there, and then we put our message. Let's just say check this out. This is amazing. Oops. Okay, that one's not going to work. We'll just take that one out. Okay, and then we'll post the tweet. And there it is. So we'll go and do the same thing that we did for the last one. We will take our retweet ID up here, and we will put that into Add Me Fast, change our budget, and we are good to go. And we will literally have to just do the same thing and add a favorites option as well. Okay guys, 20 to 25 minutes have passed now, and as you can see, this is over double of what the targeted approach brought. However, this probably would have resulted in less conversions. If this had been during the day and at a reasonable hour, it probably would have been hundreds, if not 1,000 clicks, which is substantial. Yeah, as you can see, a large majority of this is still United States traffic, and there's a couple one click in there from the Netherlands, and then a few that Google doesn't really like to track international countries, it seems. Yeah, as you can see, this is generating quite a bit of leads. Okay guys, so that pretty much wraps it up. But remember that the key to success with these methods is to test and research. I cannot stress this enough. And in fact, in my opinion, I think that internet and affiliate marketing in general is 90% testing and 10% actually making money. And don't just stick with Twitter. I mean, try Facebook, try Pinterest, try just anything that they have to offer, and try using multiple sites at once for a maximum effect. If you are using Twitter, be sure to check on related trending terms within your niche or your keywords. And if you're using method 2, then be sure to keep up on the latest trends. So now what are you supposed to do? Well, you now have the tools that have led me to online success over the years. What you do with them is up to you. Anyone can do this, and if you need to, watch this video multiple times. And most importantly, give yourself time. Everyone takes time to learn. And finally, Enjoy your new traffic. It's time that you found some relief from the daily grind of searching for traffic. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Success Training, and this is the boosting module. I have an absolutely awesome treat for you guys, especially if you're into Facebook. If you have any kind of Facebook fan pages, I'm going to show you something that's going to completely throw everything into overdrive for you and really increase your ROIs, how many leads you're getting, how much customer interaction you're getting. So I've just got a really awesome treat for you guys here today. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So what are we going to cover in this training section? Well, first off, I want to talk about what boosting is and why it's important. You're probably wondering what the heck is boosting, why did you decide to call it boosting module? You'll see that in a minute based on what we're going to talk about. But I'm also going to talk about how to drastically boost your ROIs using Social Media Massacre and how to take advantage of your Facebook pages and really be able to maximize them both profitability wise and customer interaction wise. So, if you guys have any kind of questions about how to monetize your Facebook pages in the first place, I have included a bonus video series that will walk you through completely how to monetize your Facebook pages if you haven't done that already. What we're going to cover in this module is how to take that to the next level. So if you're kind of confused on what I'm talking about when I'm saying monetizing your Facebook pages, you might want to stop the module here, go reference that, I believe it's called fan page dollars, and then come back to this module. So what is boosting and why is it important? Well, there are many different ways to take Social Media Massacre to the next level. There's tons and tons of little tips and tricks, and I'm sure 5 years from now there will be way more. So whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or another social network, there are tons of ways to boost this method and amplify your results. The main one that we're going to be talking about is how to completely trick Facebook's fan page, status post, whatever you want to call it, algorithm, so that you guys can really, every time you post a status, you can really get your message out there. You can really interact with your customers, your fans, your subscribers, whatever, so that you guys can really take advantage of Facebook's social features that really should have been set up that way in the first place, but due to spam, Facebook has had to really kind of go Google, if you want to call it that, on internet marketers specifically because of how much spam there is. And one thing that I want to clear up really quick is I want to talk about Facebook's contextual keyword scanner. Facebook has a very sneaky but powerful contextual keyword scanner. We were probably wondering what this is, but a contextual keyword scanner it's Facebook's own way of scanning posts and statuses. They do it immediately, as soon as you post it. And they're going to pick out certain keywords from that post or status to detect how spammy the message seems. So if you have something that posts and says, buy right now, or, this is my affiliate link, or free, make money online, get rich quick, you're really going to reduce your chances of being able to get yourself in a good spot on Facebook's news feed. And this is something that not a lot of people know about, but Facebook has this built-in contextual spam filter so that they can really reduce their spam. But I agree, it gets very obnoxious for when you're unintentionally. Sometimes I release new products and I'll put it on a Facebook group, and not a lot of people will see it on their news feed because I'll say you can get it now or buy now or whatever. And Facebook does not like keywords like that. So it may be worth your while to send your visitors, your fan page, your page fans, to a blog post, and you can write whatever you want there. That way, you can still take advantage of effectively ranking your post or your status in Facebook without having to worry about being slapped by their spam filter. So how does this apply to Facebook, and what have I been talking about this entire time? While Facebook also uses trends, there is an even more powerful way to use this method. And you guys may have guessed it so far, but every time you post a status or page update, Facebook will only show the new update to only 5 to 10% of your page's fans. This is disastrous for marketers and business owners. It's really terrible. It's completely necessary for Facebook with how much spam they're getting, but it's definitely annoying, and I completely understand it. Because when you build up a fan page, especially when you're talking thousands, you put all that hard work in, and you only end up reaching a couple hundred at max each time you post a status. But Social Media Massacre will help you fix that, because the more comments and likes that a status gets, the more shares, the larger the percentage of fans will see your update. So this way you guys are able to fully monetize and utilize these pages. So basically what you're going to want to do is, in Add Me Fast right here, there is the Facebook post like and Facebook post share option. You guys are going to want to really send those into every single post and status that you make. You really want to get them out there. And if you want, you can also do the Facebook followers or Facebook likes, whatever you want to do to further build up your pages. But if you guys already do have fan pages, simply using the post like and post share will definitely get your status into more people's eyes. I guarantee that. And like every other method or module that's come with Social Media Massacre, sorry guys, I can't talk tonight. Like every other module, you can profit from this method by selling it to other businesses. And I guarantee you that most businesses have a Facebook page that has been sitting around for months or years, or I mean just a really long time. I see it all the time in my town. For example, there's a pizza place near me that has it's like a 10,000 likes on Facebook, yet they haven't posted anything in over 2 years because they're not reaching enough people. So one thing that I suggested to them is that they use this method along with other Facebook tactics to really build up their page and get their interaction up. Because Facebook, guys, is one of the most powerful marketing tools in recorded history. And you can also use this with a promoted post and Facebook's custom audience feature. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about by custom audience, I completely describe that in my Fast Traffic Secrets ebook. I have an entire step-by-step on how to do that. But that can be very, very powerful. So once again, guys, I provided some extra bonus material here on how to monetize your Facebook pages. So if you guys have any questions on what to do before applying this, as I said earlier in the presentation, you should definitely go reference that in order to really be able to put this to good use. But thanks a lot, guys. You guys have been awesome. You're so exciting to see that people are taking advantage of Social Media Massacre. But once again, guys, it's just one of those. It's a tiny, tiny little fraction of the true power of Social Media Massacre. But until next time, guys, take care. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Success Training, and this is the branding module. We're going to be talking about one of the most powerful and absolutely mandatory things that you're going to need to have to be successful, not only with Social Media Massacre, but online in general. Branding is something that gels a lot of marketing elements together. So before I sit here and take up a ton of your time, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see here. There we go. So what are we going to cover in this training section? Well, first off, we're going to talk a little bit about what branding is and why it's important to both online and offline businesses. As I said a minute ago, branding is something that works, especially in Social Media Massacre. It works with things like trending, conversions. It even extends down to quick cash methods as far as how effective your efforts are going to be. So branding is something that really does mesh with everything else. It should be just as important as any other module. So next we're going to talk about how branding will affect your presence on social media. As I was trained as a marketer, branding is something that many small businesses should not attempt, simply for the reason that they don't have the resources. Think about companies like Coca-Cola, Walmart. These are companies that have billions of dollars for advertising. A real branding is something that takes about 18 months at the very least to work successfully. So I mean, you're literally, if you were a large corporation, you would be looking at spending millions or even billions of dollars to brand yourself successfully. You would need to be on TV, you would need to be on the internet, you would need paid advertising, you'd need flyers, you would need all kinds of things. So it's very expensive. However, there's a difference between branding as we think of it in popular society and brand awareness, which is what you're going to be focusing on in social media. What brand awareness is basically just letting people. It's the basics of what branding does in within society and within the world community of letting people know who you are. So that's really what we're going to be focusing on in social media and how that differentiates you from those who do not brand themselves and engage in brand awareness. We're also going to talk about how branding works in Social Media Massacre. It's once again very, very important, but you're quickly going to find that branding extends into every section of your online marketing efforts. We're also going to be talking about the different branding elements of each page. We're going to talk about what you need to be implementing, um, what what is really going to stand out, what the first things that people are going to notice will be, things of that nature. And finally, we're going to go through the step-by-step walkthrough of branding a social media account. It wouldn't be complete without me taking you by the hand and really showing you how it's done. So, what is branding and why is it important? Well, the AMA, or the American Marketing Association, defines a brand as a name, term, sign, symbol, or design, or a combination of them intended to identify the goods and services of one seller or a group of sellers and to differentiate them from those of other sellers. In other words, it's what makes you stand out. So it's extremely, extremely important. Branding is something that is emphasized. As a college student, I saw tons and tons of branding in marketing classes. It's typical Wall Street marketing material, but branding surrounds us every day. Think about when you go to, once again, you go outside and you go to McDonald's. If they have, I'm using McDonald's as an example because McDonald's is in just about every country on the globe. So most of you probably know what McDonald's are, hopefully. But think about McDonald's. You're going to step outside your house. You're going to get bombarded with billboards. Then you're going to, you'll be at a doctor's appointment. You'll see McDonald's commercials on TV. You'll hear it on the radio. You just can't escape it. And that's what branding's goal is to surround you and to make you set that company apart from any other company. And it works very successfully. So I mean, it's one of those cases, guys, where it's not about where do you see branding, it's where don't you. So branding includes establishing the following. Branding it plays a very, very, very important role in authority. This kind of goes um, hand in hand with presence. It really differentiates you from everybody else. It obviously shows that even people that don't know a lot about marketing look at companies and businesses that have branded themselves. Even YouTube channels, people look at YouTube channels and notice this, that people who brand themselves often take their business much more seriously than those who don't bother. So a customer or a visitor is going to spend the majority of their time with somebody who has branded their account and shows that they're serious. So authority and presence, guys, is something that branding really emphasizes. That once again, right, what I just said goes along with the next one, professionalism. It shows that you really have taken quality time to improve your business and set yourself apart from everybody else. The next one is kind of this, once again, this is something that kind of shows how branding goes hand in hand with other things like conversions, but buyer motivation. Branding will, because you've set yourself apart, for example, let's go back to a real world example here. When you go to the grocery store, there's gonna be two different types of cereal there. Now, 90% of people will see that Frosted Flakes and Sugar Coated Flakes, or whatever the off brand name is,
are the exact same product, but they're going to spend 4 times as much on Frosted Flakes just because they're Frosted Flakes. That's branding. So that's an amazing example of what branding can do for you. It can, once you once you stop once you stop trying to make marketing a process and make it more of an experience for the customers, when you will really start to rake in the cash, and that is part of a very important part of branding. The next is loyalty and trust, and that kind of ties right back into buyer motivation and talking about how there all the time there's two different products. There's always competition no matter what you're doing, but branding helps you to rise above that competition and win the customer's approval. And in the end, you're going to win the sale. So, how does branding come into play in social media? Well, the first thing that you need to understand is that social media is massive. This is not something that is on the same scale as your local, zip code or even state. This is something that the entire world is your audience. So, you're gonna need to make yourself stand out, and you're gonna need to put 10 times as much work as you would, locally, if not more. So, for those of you who are familiar with Seth Godin, he was actually trained by the very same man who trained my mentor, J. Conrad Levinson. He's an amazing, best marketer in history. Just a little fun fact for you guys. But he calls this the case of the purple cow, wanting to stand out from the crowd. If you're driving down the highway and you see cow after cow grazing in a pasture. It's nothing new. It's just the same stuff. It's just, oh, cows. And then you're driving and you see this purple cow, and now everybody gets out and they're like, wow, look at that. There's like 50 cars on the side of the road. They're backed up and they say, wow, look at this purple cow. And they all start taking pictures. That's the start of viral exposure, guys. That's actually a very simple example of viral exposure, but that's how branding can certainly uh, put that effect into play. So you're gonna want to stand out, especially in social media. It's the world is your stage in social media, so you're gonna need to seriously vamp up your efforts to stand out, and just really remember that as harsh as this sounds, it's definitely not meant to sound that way, but this is something that really changed my life, and hopefully this will get you to, um, a kind of aha moment in the same way. But, nothing requires people to stop and become suddenly mesmerized or interested by your business or care about it as much as you do. Once again, it's not meant to sound harsh, it's just kind of a reality wake up call. But, you need to stand out. You need to address what is in it for me. And in marketing, I was trained to that should be the number one question that you should always be able to answer in anything you do in marketing, whether it's sales copy, whether it's a product, doesn't matter. What is in it for me? That is the question that people are always going to ask, and it's never going to change. It's never going to go away. So as long as you can answer that, you will sell, and you will sell a lot. It goes back to the entire concept of a problem and a solution. It's another thing that I was trained in. So, in your branding efforts, you're definitely going to want to show, and I'll actually show you a few examples in detail in a few minutes here. But uh, you're going to want to show them, whether it's in bullet points. You're going to want to take advantage of some of the space on the page to really show somebody what you have to offer. You're going to want to show them what's in it for them. And if you feel that you're unique, 99.9% of the time you are not. And that's something that I really struggled with as an aspiring internet marketer. I actually created a website, was my first venture, and it was a very unique website. I thought it was first of its kind, and I spent months thinking that, wow, I'm going to be the next Mark Zuckerberg, and I was surprise, didn't happen that way. But um, I actually found out several months later that this is a type of website that had been around for a long time. They're never Really, there wasn't any competition at the time because the idea wasn't something that could be marketed very easily, and it wasn't easy to sustain. So but it's still, it was a wake up call to me to realize that I really wasn't that special, and I needed to put that into my marketing. What made me different? So, but anyways, guys, moving on. Let's talk about an actual branded social media account and how that's going to come into play. And a branded Twitter and Facebook account is going to convert so much better with Social Media Massacre and just anything in marketing. This is once again, you're going to realize very quickly that this is not just about Social Media Massacre, but I want you to understand that branding plays a critical role in everything marketing that you're ever going to do. But the reason that it makes you convert much better is because it goes back to professionalism, trust, and loyalty. It makes you look a lot less fake and spammy. Spam is something that's really taken off in the past few years on the internet, actually more than the past few years, but it's gotten particularly bad lately. So people are very skeptical. They're having a hard time trusting people. They're having a hard time, especially when it comes to their wallets. They're having a very hard time. So you need to make sure that you're looking very professional. You're looking like a quality branded business. That's just good business practice. And some of the traffic that you're going to get to your clicks may come back and check you out a little bit more. They may realize that all the content's good, and I don't see that you may not have an about me or about us page on your website. So they may come back and check out your Twitter profile, and that's where you have a chance to turn them into a follower or a subscriber, or there's many different ways, a customer. So that you really want to make sure that all of your accounts are branded, and this can definitely lead to more back end conversions. Branding is not something, I just want to emphasize this, branding is not something that you're going to plug and play and build a list overnight. That's not how that works. In fact, that's just not how marketing works. But what branding will do is it will build you a much more high quality list. And this is something that's a long term kind of thing. So, it's you're always going to have, for example, another question you should be asking yourself is, am I doing specific seasonal branding? You'll see some websites put a little Santa hat on their icon. I don't know if how many of you are familiar with the website Reddit. They'll dress up their little snoo character in a Santa hat or a Santa outfit. That's just a part of their branding to show that they're participating, they're active. But once again, that increases the community feeling, and people love that about Reddit. That's why people flock to Reddit. So that's why Alexis Ohanian and I forget the other co-founder's name, but that's why they've been so successful, is because they've really put their heart and soul into branding the image of Reddit as a community. So how do I brand my Twitter account? Well, the first thing that you're going to want is a branded Twitter username. This is step one. We're going to go in baby steps to this whole thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you in 30 seconds just a list of things you're going to need. I'm going to kind of walk you through it, and we'll go from there. I'll actually show you picture examples of why everything checks out, and what a nice branded social media account looks like. But a branded Twitter username is definitely step one, because you want to reserve the name of your business. This actually can even extend, as you'll see in a second, into SEO and things like that. It's very interesting what you can do with this. So, if is my example here, if the name of your business is Keith's, and it's a sporting goods store, you're going to want to try to think, and this maybe even extends to the name of your business in general, of naming yourself Keith's Sporting Goods. If you're driving down the street and you see a place named Keith's, and you're new to town, you're going to have no idea that it's a sporting goods store. It could very well have better prices than Walmart. It could be very high quality, but they don't represent themselves that way. They don't tell you who they are like they should. A lot of people do this with Twitter. So once again, you're going to want to put yourself on the map by really, at least if you're not going to do it in your business, do it in your Twitter account, because that will definitely get some more interest into your business. A hash, or not a hashtag, a ampersand Keith Sporting Goods would be a great one. However, you can also target this by location as well. You can do ampersand Keith Sporting Goods Miami if you're in Miami. And this will allow you to pick up Google traffic for those searching Miami sporting goods. You could even do ampersand Miami sporting goods. So think of that, guys. Remember that Twitter is a very high authority site and it's going to have priority. So if you can get the right keywords in there, you can actually rank a Twitter profile. So when people search, they're in Miami. There's millions of people in Miami that are probably looking for sporting goods all the time. Um, if you had page one there, you're going to see a ridiculous amount of business. So remember that. But you're also going to want a strong logo or image, and you definitely want to visually represent yourself. You don't want to have something that is very random and not relevant to what you're offering, though. I see a lot of people, as you'll see in a minute. There's a Facebook page example I've included in the presentation of somebody that has a how to make money online community, yet it's a picture of just a random person. So that browsing through the pages, it could be the greatest group in the world, it could be the greatest business in the world, but that tells me nothing. And that really did not spark my interest. And that's an example you'll see in a few minutes here. But you want it to be relevant. You want it to be a very strong visualization of what you represent. So if you are if we're talking about Keith's Sporting Goods, you could have the big word Keith's in the background, and in front there's a football, a baseball bat, a golf club, whatever, so that people look at that and they say, "Oh wow, this must be a sporting goods store." Immediately. So remember that there's the visual learners. So people are always going to snap to an image. What's the old saying of an image is worth 10,000 words or something like that? So you definitely want to remember to have a very strong logo or image as your profile picture, and you can even do something in Microsoft Paint or Paint.net, Photoshop. The reason I say Microsoft Paint and Paint.net is because those are both free alternatives that work very well. You can easily find a YouTube tutorial on how to make yourself a nice little logo for your business. There are actually several online websites that will make you a logo for only a couple dollars, and you can actually even look to websites like Fiverr for this. Okay, guys, so we are on to a quality header photo, and this is extremely important because a header is the very, very first thing that somebody is going to see when they hit Twitter. Just it has to do with being above the fold. The first thing that you're going to see on the page, it's the closest thing to the top, to just how large it is as well. So you want to remember that, and this is a real game-changing space here between separating you from somebody that's not branding their Twitter account properly and somebody that's really crushing the competition. So a quality header photo is something that you're obviously, as the name says, is very high quality. Don't use blurry images. Definitely don't have watermarks or anything like that. You want to make this as high quality and professional as possible, even more than the profile picture. You're going to want to include your logo or your name within that header space. And I'm talking about in the actual photo itself. Or you're also going to want to have some bullet points of maybe what you offer, the services you offer, what's in it for the customer, what's in it for the visitor. If it's a YouTube channel, what kind of videos are they? When do they come out? If you do Let's Play gaming videos, talk a little bit about the different games you play. Maybe have a compilation, a little compilation of all the different games that you play as your header photo. So this is something that you really need to be focusing on, even more so to an extent than your profile picture. And remember that frequency, as I said a minute ago, includes your logo and your website URL. Remember that frequency is something that is really going to boost your conversions. As a marketer myself, I can't even tell you how much my conversions and my profits have gone up since I implemented frequency. Since I started bumping my WSOs more often, I started putting them, into the onto that first page more often. People sometimes need to see things 6 or 7 times. I was told it was a golden number before it really clicks, before they take action. So keep that in mind. Next thing you're going to want is a strong profile biography, and this is the little about me section right below your profile picture. Twitter may change up their layout in the next couple of years, but they'll always have that, I'm pretty sure. But this is where you can put your motto or list your services. This is, just a little bit about yourself. If, for example, let's step back to Keith's Sporting Goods. If you're representing Keith Sporting Goods, you could put number one sporting goods store in the Miami area. That would be a very, very good, simple sentence that would sum up exactly what you offer, where you are, and it even expresses your authority. But you want to spend some quality time with this. Right, I recommend that you pull out a Word document or a piece of paper and write down about 10 different sentences, and each one of them, imagine that you're going to put them into your profile area, and you are going to want to show this maybe to a friend, and have just kind of have people go through and select, oh, which one really stands out to you, so that you can have a majority rules of what really is going to get somebody's attention. You could actually probably even find services on Fiverr that would do that. So once again, the profile biography area, the about me section, is very, very important. But an optional thing you can do to give yourself a boost is a pinned tweet. And for Facebook, they actually have a promoted post or a sponsored post, but it's called a pinned tweet in Twitter. So you can change this by using the gear icon to the right of your tweets. Once again, this may change, but there will always be. Just look for your tweet settings, and it should be in there somewhere. But Facebook actually does have this as well. They have the free alternative, without having to spend money. But I always recommend that people spend just a couple of pennies to give themselves an extra boost. Facebook does function a little differently, though. But speaking of Facebook, how are you going to brand your Facebook page? Well, the very first thing that you're going to want is, once again, a quality header photo. And this also goes for your profile picture as well. But the header is even more important than Twitter. It takes up more space, it stands out even more, and it's really the header is Facebook's signature implementation within social media. So you're definitely going to want to put the same amount of time and effort into this that you did with your Twitter account, if not even more. Be sure that you're putting in your bullet points, where your business is, if you have a location, maybe even a picture of your business or your logo, a link to your website, your phone number. Just really go to town on this. Obviously, you don't want to crowd it, but at the same time, make sure that you're putting in quality time with that. The next is your profile information, and the About Me section allows for a lot more information than Twitter's does. So you can really go to town with this, but I don't recommend that you sit there and you tell somebody your business's life story. People really aren't interested in that. People really don't care. As sorry as I am to say that, I definitely once again struggled with that concept when I was a younger marketer. I always thought that people needed to care just as much as I did, and that was a very foolish and naive way to view my business. So you're definitely going to want to take advantage of the About Me section and put in there. Once again, you can either do bullets of what you offer, maybe even do something funny. Tell them a little story. People love entertainment. So this is a really crucial section, because it's something that Facebook will actually show a portion of your About Me section without them even accessing the About Me page. So it's one of those things that is going to be right there, smack dab in the middle of the page for everybody to see, and you're going to want to really, really take advantage of that. But be sure to use a strong call to action and include a link to your website or your landing page so that people really know what to do. You could also put your phone number. Power words like "call us right now" work very well. But moving on, guys, this goes back to the Twitter pin post, and once again, Facebook does have a pin post, but I really recommend that you look into the concept of a promoted post because it functions a little bit differently in their algorithm, and it gets a little bit more engagement than a pin post because it's actually showing up on timelines. So, and once again, you can do this for a very, very, very small amount of money. I mean, you can literally pay 1 to 2 or 3 cents for every social interaction. So, I mean, I've been using promoted posts on Facebook for months now to really, really increase my business and help my clients out, and it has worked flawlessly. And you can combine this with the method that I use in my boosting module, the success training boosting module, to receive a much more powerful result. I actually go into detail and explain the entire algorithm that Facebook uses in order to show posts to users, and how you can really, really profit from that. So back to Twitter. We're jumping around a little bit here. What does a poorly branded Twitter account look like? And this is the mecca of poorly branded Twitter accounts right here. This is something that, I mean, if I saw this, I probably wouldn't have even gotten this far. I would have just seen the username, the default egg profile picture, and I would have been long gone. But obviously, the default image right here, the Twitter egg, is something you're going to want to change. The header space is completely empty. This is just it's really bland. There's no about us. The username is test123. I can't even understand what that means. And I mean the tweets are also random. I'm guessing this is a spam account or just a throwaway account. But many people, even people that use Social Media Massacre, will be doing this and wondering why people are not paying attention. The question is, would you pay attention to something like this? So here's a branded Twitter account, and they're actually missing the header. This is a business that my mentor absolutely loves. If he was here, he would be laughing really, really, really hard about how I included this in my presentation. But as you can see, this is still way, way above how just how branded and how professional the last count looked. So this is just leagues above. But I mean, they have a quality profile picture. They actually have a picture of their business, the name, what they offer, restaurant and bar. It's all very clear. They have a little bit tiny description right here, location, website, everything. Now they obviously lack a little bit of followers compared to the last account, but they haven't really been very active, as you guys can see here, with their marketing efforts. I believe that's 2012, so it's been quite a few years. But if they were active, they would obviously have a much larger and active, high-quality fan base than the last account did. So going back to Facebook, what does a poorly branded Facebook page look like? And I actually mentioned this page earlier, and this is how to make money online. It's a community. The header is completely random. It's very difficult to read what that is. This is the happiest place on earth. I'm a designer of my own entertainment. There's a very tiny space in this that actually talks about making money online. And it's making money with blogs. So they probably should have named this "How to Make Money Online with Blogs" or with blogging, or "How to Make Money Blogging." But once again, there's a picture of somebody right here. I mean, I really, I don't see how this is something that it actually floors me that this has so many likes, and I'm guessing that a lot of these are from people that are page spammers. That's something that's really taken off on the not only in internet marketing, but the Warrior Forum has been putting out some products on their WSO section on how to reap the benefits of spamming on groups and whatnot. So it's just seen a huge explosion in the past couple of years of these really poor quality pages with a lot of likes. And it's important to know and be able to differentiate between quality and quantity. But once again, this is very random, and I mean, this is not a very well branded Facebook page. It could very well work for the user, but it to me, it's not something that I would join at all. So, what does a branded Facebook page look like? And this is a great example of using header space as well. Using, I believe it's actually called the Facebook cover. But as you can see, they have their logo here. They've got the name of their business. They've got their Facebook URL. They've got their email. Moving on down here, they've actually got their website address. Again, they have in the about section. They have, I believe, they have a give us a call right now. They're very active. They have a very active community here. There's 4,103 likes. That they get this actually is a friend of mine's organization, and they get tons of interaction, tons of donations from their Facebook fan page, and they've really been able to monetize it and really been able to make it the powerful marketing tool that it was always designed to be. Just from these tiny little branding elements, as well as how they engage in their social media marketing. So let's actually talk about putting your branding to use, guys. And this is incredible what you can do with this. But you're going to want to create memes, inspirational graphics, and more. Just anything that you can. I mean, look around on social media and realize how popular memes are. Inspirational. What I mean by inspirational graphics are, if you've ever seen those pictures that have like quotes in them, really inspirational, motivational quotes. Those are inspirational graphics. Those get shared out the wazoo. So you can put your name in as many different reaches of the Facebook galaxy as possible using these different memes and inspirational graphics. And I really highly recommend that you do that. And you can include the name of your business, your website address, your YouTube channel, whatever you want, at the very bottom in tiny text. And you're going to want to mix that up a little bit. But an excellent website to create inspirational graphics is right here, behappy.me. It's obviously a slash generator there, but you guys are free to hop over there and check that out. It's an awesome way to create a very simple and fast inspirational graphic for your social media marketing efforts. And another one for creating memes is imgflip.com. And there's actually about 50 or 60 of these little meme generators. And you can include your own pictures, you can do whatever. Make jokes about your own business. Make jokes, all the time about even what it's like to be a business owner. If you make people laugh and provide entertainment in your marketing, you're gonna be a lot less stressed out yourself. But you're also gonna see just a ton of people flocking to that because people don't want to take everything super seriously in marketing. So, as you guys probably know by now, hopefully if you haven't looked through the folder just yet, but I have included some success tools in this module. There are some out of the box tools that you can definitely put into action. There are some social media templates. There's some advanced training materials that I've included in there to really give you guys a boost and give you an extra step above your competition and actually getting out there and branding your social media accounts as soon as possible. And remember that you can take these templates, and this goes back to my quick cash methods module, which you definitely want to check out as well. The success tools in this pack can be used to sell your services to other businesses. For example, if you work in advertising or you want to start doing offline marketing, this is a great way to make some killer money, is to brand people's social media accounts for them. They will pay a very handsome penny for you to do that. So you can use these templates to do that without having to spend any more money. If you guys want to spend some more money, I actually have a link, quite a few links to some things that you can definitely check out in order to really give yourself an extra boost in your branding efforts for your social media accounts. But it's been awesome, guys, and I hope that you've learned a lot from this branding module. This is definitely one of the more fascinating areas of social media massacre and marketing, and this is you're definitely gonna see a lot of change in your conversions, and not only your conversions, but just your marketing efforts entirely by implementing the things that we've discussed. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon in another video module, and it's been great, guys. Take care. Hey, what's going on, guys? Phil here again with Success Training, and welcome to the trending module. This is by far one of the most powerful social media mechanics you guys are ever going to learn, and this is something that you will never ever see in any other WSO or info product. So I'm really excited that you decided to purchase this one, guys. You're definitely not going to regret it. Uh, but I'm going to show you how absolutely anybody can take advantage of Social Media Massacre and trend a hashtag on Twitter or Facebook. Now imagine how powerful that is. Twitter alone has 190 million unique visitors. So once again, sit back for a second and think about that. But just like I always say, guys, not going to waste a whole lot of time here. You're going to get right into it. So what are we going to cover in this training section? Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is what trending is and why it is important to making your online or offline business go viral. Trending actually works hand in hand with branding. So as I said in the last module, I'm definitely discussed the relationship that the two share. So you guys are definitely going to want to check out the branding module to really maximize your success with this system. But trending is basically an extension of branding in our own social media culture. Social media is so new and the internet is still so new that this is something that marketers are still kind of dabbling in and trying to figure out. But once again, guys, trending and branding are basically the same thing, except trending is, favored by internet marketers for the simple reason of getting tons of traffic, leads, sales. But without branding, without that branding element, you're not going to fully utilize trending. And trending is something that can definitely take time. It's not something that everybody's going to get right outside of the box and get to the front page of Twitter immediately overnight. And it's something that takes time, it takes practice, it takes work. We're also going to talk about how to choose a hashtag to trend and how to trend that hashtag. So what is trending and why is it important? Well, in the summer of 2008, Twitter introduced the Trends feature to track the most popular buzz on the internet. And eventually websites like Facebook picked it up. I believe Pinterest is getting ready to introduce a Trends feature. So as of September 2014, that's the latest buzz, but not sure if that's actually true or not. Don't quote me on that. But regardless, trending is something that's very popular. It's growing in how much it's really just taken for granted as a part of the internet and as a part of social culture. So it's become very important, and it's only going to get more important. So you guys are definitely on the right track for what is long term. But trending is by far the most powerful aspect of Social Media Massacre if you are only interested in traffic, if you're only interested in getting attention to something. Obviously, you need to understand that trending works with every other module that I discuss. So you're not going to fully take advantage of trending without having that knowledge of these other modules. But you can still do some really powerful stuff with just this trending module alone. And it's going to give you the power to put your message into the eyes of the entire Twitter and Facebook network. So, I mean, as I said, how does, getting your message into the eyes of 190 million plus people sound? This trending is something that you can really, if you think that getting to the first page of a specific hashtag is powerful, imagine getting to the very front page of the entire Twitter network, of just how powerful that is. And trending is what allows large corporations like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and Walmart to promote their events and new items on Twitter and Facebook, and really to dominate the social scene. So imagine being able to harness that power as a little guy. So I'm going to show you guys how. So this is a picture of where trends can be found on Twitter, and that has nothing to do with who I'm following, what I'm interested in, anything of that nature. This is completely just these trends show in front of the entire network regardless. There's no variables, nothing. So imagine having your hashtag on that list of just how incredibly powerful that would be. And trending is going to allow you to obviously get your message into the eyes of the entire Twitter network and Facebook network. But it's also going to really give you a chance to scale your business quickly and significantly and really draw in awareness for specific events, promotions, deals, anything like that. Um, and it's really also, just like I always tell people, Social Media Massacre is really about getting your message into the eyes of those who really matter in your niche. Getting 50 people to your website in an hour is great, but getting your message into the eyes of somebody who really matters can really be a life-changing thing for you. And that's what I want to see everybody talking about. I don't want to see, I love hearing about how people are getting traffic and conversions, they're getting sales, whatever. That's great. But as I always say, that's the real heart and soul of Social Media Massacre, is to really spark the interest of those who matter in your niche. And obviously, as I said, trending and branding work hand in hand, so trending will definitely allow you to boost your branding quite a bit. So how does trending tie into Social Media Massacre, and what can I expect from trending? Well, trending plays a very important role in boosting the awareness of your brand. As I've said countless times already in this presentation, trending is and will always be, and I'm sure if you look 5 years from now, trending will have developed into something completely different. But trending is a part of your image. It's literally an extension of your branding, as I've said. So you definitely, when you're formulating your hashtag, as I'll discuss in a few minutes, you're definitely going to want to think about what's important in your business, what you really stand for. You're going to want to be very aware. Social media requires you to be very aware and on your feet of what's happening in the world around you. For example, something that many businesses have been extremely successful with, and I'm talking small businesses racking up millions of dollars, small town guys, literally, is from the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. For those of you, as of once again, this was recorded in September of 2014, so if you're listening to this in 2016 or 2017, you're probably wondering what the heck is that. But it was basically a fundraiser for those who suffer from ALS. And it was either people would dump a bucket of ice water on them, or they would donate to charity. So businesses have really picked up with this and gained a lot of momentum. So it's something that, once again, this goes back into how trending plays into branding and other real world. I mean, these are things that, even though trending is something that is on the internet, it still follows the same mechanics that everything else does in marketing. So it's definitely very important to be aware of what's happening around you in social media to trend really successfully. And trending is not a way in and of itself to boost your list building, your leads, and your sales. However, if you use it properly, trending can boost your brand presence and in return boost your sales and your leads. So this is not something that you're just going to want to get to the front page of Twitter and just start racking up, 500, 600,000 views in a couple hours. If you're sending somebody to a squeeze page with that, you're really missing out on how powerful this is. This is so much larger than that. You need to step outside of the small-mindedness of just sending somebody to a squeeze page with this method. You need to be looking at the large scale of what you need to be sending people to in order to really make trending work. Things like, once again, like charities, fundraisers do really well. It needs to be something that social media is going to eat up and interact with. Once again, you can actually, recent events is another great one you guys can check out. But once again, the whole purpose of this slide, guys, is just, if I can really get one thing into your head, is just you need to stay on your feet in social media to trend really well. So remember that. So how do I choose a hashtag to trend? Well, contrary to what you were taught in the original Social Media Massacre, the one, where I was teaching you how to get traffic with this method, you're going to want to create your own unique hashtag to trend. You're not going to want to do hashtag health or hashtag make money or hashtag business. That's not a good idea. That's not going to get you nearly as much as exposure as having your own hashtag. look at it this way. When somebody clicks on a trending hashtag in the trends list, is it just going to be tweets talking about you, your company, and your business, your website, whatever? Or is it going to be thousands, if not millions, of people talking about their different websites? Because that's very, very different. And if you want to do that, that's fine, but I teach you how to do that in the original product. So trending is much, much more powerful than that because you're literally forging your own little road. So you definitely want to be creative. You want to take, I would say, take a pen and a piece of paper and write down 10 different hashtags of things that would work very, very well for you and your business. You're going to want to be funny, inspirational, whatever. Just be creative. And I mean, if you, for example, if you run a YouTube channel, try making a hashtag for your channel name. If you run a charity, try using hashtag change the world or whatever, hashtag cure ALS, whatever. Just keep it serious, keep it professional, keep it clean, and don't be spammy with it. Don't ruin this method by trying to get a quick buck, because that's just simply not going to happen. And believe me, once again, if you trend properly, if you build your business with trending properly, you're talking about thousands, hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of dollars could be made or raised using this. So if you're doing this trying to promote a free ebook or a $4.99 CPA offer, you're just completely missing out on what really can be done with this. And once again, guys, you're going to want this to be professional looking, inspirational, legitimate, relevant, and even funny. I mean, the list goes on. Just, if anything, be creative. And also remember that the hashtag part of this is really make or break. So you're going to probably want to split test several hashtags. You're going to want to do multiple tests to see what really trends well. Always make sure that you're tracking your results. You don't want to just put all your eggs in one basket. That's just a very bad idea in any business situation. So how do I trend a hashtag on Twitter? Well, in order to trend a hashtag, you're going to need to tweet as many times as possible using that hashtag. Normally this would be impossible, but with Social Media Massacre you can do this very easily. In Add Me Fast there is a section dedicated, I'll show you in a minute, there's a section dedicated called Twitter Tweets, and this allows you to enter any message, any hashtag. I show you how to do this in the original video, except we're using favorites and retweets instead of actual tweets. But this allows you to basically share your message and people will tweet it out as many times as you want. So you can rack up 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 tweets with your message and your hashtag. So this will get Twitter to think, wow, this is starting to get really popular. But that's definitely not enough. You're still going to want as many separate different tweets. You're not going to want the same message. You're going to want several different tweets. And you're going to want to pick out which ones are being tweeted and refavorited as is, and you're going to want to be sending more retweets and favorites to those tweets. So you're going to want to show Twitter that not only is this being tweeted a lot, but people are interacting with these messages, because it's simply not enough. There's a two-part formula for Twitter. There is the frequency, and then there is the importance of the messages within that frequency. So you need to show Twitter that there's definitely both in order to really trend effectively. So how do I trend a hashtag on Facebook? Trending is a little bit different on Facebook. There are two different types of trending. There is the regular hashtag trending, and then there is contextual trending. Contextual trending actually exists on Twitter, but it is so small in comparison to hashtag trending that most people don't even bother to talk about it. But contextual trending is when a website observes that a certain keyword or phrase is being posted in a large volume. For example, if you go on Facebook, in their trends section, you can actually see that, I believe recently Joan Rivers passed away, unfortunately, but you could actually see that Joan Rivers was a trend, but there was no hashtag. It was just Joan Rivers. That's an example of Facebook's contextual trending, because so many people included Joan Rivers in their statuses that it picked up as a trend. So you actually definitely want to
Pay attention to your keywords in Facebook when you're doing your split tests and when you're actually building up your trending, because Facebook is going to pay a lot more attention to that than Twitter is. But hashtag trending still plays a very important part in Facebook trending, and it's still, I would say, it accounts for at least 50 to 60% of trending. But it's very important to realize that if you have both, you're increasing your chances drastically of reaching the trends list. And here's a picture for the Twitter method of add me fast. There's the Twitter tweets option. Once again, the little box will pop up. I believe it's actually popped up. It's hidden under the menu right now. But you can fill out your tweet. You can add your hashtags. You can do whatever you want basically with that. Set your CPC and you're good to go. And there's actually, I forgot that I added a photo in here. There's the actual box where you can add your stuff in, guys. Sorry about that. But once again, remember that you're going to want to do your hashtag research as to making sure that you're not using one that's already being used. You really want to do something that's really creative and really goes your own way in order to maximize this and really take full advantage of this. And here's the Facebook one. Facebook share, Facebook likes, followers, post like, post share. I would take advantage of all of them if I was you guys. This is really going to help you. Not only, I mean, you might as well, if you're using Facebook share and Facebook post like and post share, you might as well use followers, you might as well use likes, and really just build yourself up on Facebook. This is going to get Facebook to view you as an authority, and they're going to give you a lot more trust than a newly created account. So you guys are definitely going to want to build that up as well, to really increase your chances of being able to hit that trends list and really, really reap in the profits from that. And if this doesn't sound interesting enough, several years ago, social media began to take off in the job marketplace. Thousands of employers now actively seek people to handle their social media accounts. So think about this, guys. Think about the ability to trend your own hashtag and then show other businesses that you've been able to trend on social networks. That's massive. Literally, that is just incredibly, incredibly powerful. You can literally charge people anywhere from, I mean, I've seen social media services from like $100, and I say 5,000 in the presentation. Some of them go up upwards of $5 million. So I'm not saying that you're going to be the next millionaire Bill Gates, but what I am saying is that this is very powerful information. So you definitely are going to want to once again, you can use Facebook, you can Facebook ads to send them to a squeeze page of collecting people who are interested. You can actually download or purchase an email list of businesses, use Facebook custom audiences. I actually have that in my Fast Traffic Secrets ebook of how to use custom audiences with mail lists to hit small businesses and get a lot of leads. So you guys are definitely going to want to reach out to them, but make sure that you're definitely doing this before you are trying to sign any contracts or anything like that. You're trying to, you're closing any deals, because you don't want to have somebody pay you several $1,000s and you don't know how to do it. You haven't done it. You can't You can't prove that you have done this already. So show screenshot proof, print it off, whatever. Maybe send them to Twitter so that they can actually take a look at it while it's happening. That'll definitely wow some people, and you're talking about thousands of dollars. So thank you guys so much for joining me for the trending module, and you guys have really, really just unlocked the very, very tip of the iceberg for how powerful Social Media Massacre is. This is definitely one of the more powerful aspects, but it's just a tiny little droplet that's about to fall into the ocean. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon in more modules, and best of luck, guys. I want to hear some amazing testimonials. See you soon. Hey, what's going on, guys? Phil here again with Success Training, and welcome to the SEO module. And I'm just going to show you guys today how you can blow your SEO rankings out of the water and nearly overnight with Social Media Massacre. I got a lot of questions on how this really applies to SEO, and some people were saying, yeah, but social backlinks are really useless for social media. Well, I am here today to prove you wrong if you believe that.
But let's go ahead and get started and dive on in. So, what are we going to cover in this training section? First, I'm going to discuss what SEO is for those people that don't know what SEO is and why it's important. I'm also going to talk about why social backlinks matter. Many people think that social backlinks have very low value or they're worthless. This is definitely not the case. Social backlinks are some of the most powerful backlinks on the planet right now. So I'm going to show you just one way, but there are many different info products out there that will show you that social backlinks and websites like Google Plus and Tumblr are really the future of high power linking without having to spend a ridiculous amount of time or money building these huge link networks. And most importantly, I'm going to show you how you can use Social Media Massacre to build tons of these backlinks. And I'm also going to show you how you can use Social Media Massacre to skyrocket your Google rankings very quickly. So, what is SEO and why is it important? Well, SEO, or search engine optimization, that's what it stands for, is crucial to getting your pages ranked well in search engines. Without SEO, there is no such thing as Google search. There's no such thing as the first page of Google, the second page. Literally, without SEO, there would just be a random list of websites. Every time you type something into Google, it wouldn't even be related to what you're seeking. So SEO is very important. It's been something that's been really discussed and focused upon by internet marketers for at least the past 10 to 15 years. And Social Media Massacre is great for SEO because you can quickly build massive amounts of social backlinks. And more importantly, social backlinks that really matter. I'm going to be discussing which social backlinks in particular will really boost your ability to rank quickly in Google as well as other search engines. It's not just Google. So why do social backlinks matter? Well, for those of you who don't know what they are, backlinks are one of the main contributors to a high search engine ranking. And they are links on a website that link back to your website. Backlinks are an extremely important part of not only Google's, but every other search engine's ranking algorithm, as well as just, telling how popular a page is. And a little fun fact is, for those of you who don't know, back in the 90s, Sergey Brin and Larry Page, the founders of Google, had a discussion one day, and they said, we have this great index of websites, but how are we going to show people what's popular and what's not? How are we going to show people what's useful and what's not? And for those of you who have heard of Google's PageRank, that's directly related to this conversation, as well as Larry Page PageRank. And backlinks were the key feature that they talked about. They needed a solution to finding out just how popular a website is, and it makes sense. If something is popular, it's going to be all the buzz. There's going to be a lot of discussion about it. And backlinks vary in power. So why do social media backlinks matter? Well, each backlink's power depends on how popular the site is that the backlink is on. So Twitter, Facebook, and other social networks are some of the highest ranking websites in the world. So the result is more link juice for your website. And many people believe, they have this misconception that social backlinks are no follow or still, just don't provide any link juice value or link power at all for their website. And for those of you who don't know what no follow links are, they are website links that tell Google that the link is just there for reference. It has no association. It's not passing on any page power whatsoever. Once again, they're called no follow links. You feel free to look those up. But most social links are no follow links. However, most people don't understand that no follow backlinks are still very powerful, especially social backlinks. So this is definitely, if you ever hear that social backlinks or no follow backlinks are worthless, then I can absolutely guarantee that that is incorrect. Now I'm about to tell you why. So how do you build backlinks with Social Media Massacre? Well, in Add Me Fast or any other social exchange, I've provided a huge list of social exchanges that you can use with the original Social Media Massacre. You want to use as many different websites as possible. And in your original social media posts, your tweets, Facebook posts, etc., you're going to want to link individually to as many different pages as possible on your website. You do not just want to send links to the home page. That raises a red flag with Google. They see a lot of backlink spam with home pages, and that also is the home page is one of the worst places you can ever send somebody. So that's just a very important tip that you guys should remember, because the home page leaves them asking what they need to do, instead of actually sending them to a landing page or to watch a video that has a strong call to action. So once again, you guys are going to want to link to as many different pages as possible. And include similar keywords and hashtags in your post, and this will help Google to categorize your site. For example, you definitely don't want to use the untargeted approach for building backlinks. That's not going to provide Google with the necessary information to rank your site properly. So, what are some ways that I can get some extra link juice using Social Media Massacre? Well, I've listed 3 sites here. There's many that you can use, but these 3 are very simple to use, and I'm going to just walk you through the basics of what you need to do with each one. For Twitter, you're going to, like all of these pages, want to link to as many different pages on your website as possible. Like I said, you definitely don't want to send everybody to the home page. That's something that gets a red flag by Google. It also is not very effective in marketing. But be sure to use the Twitter tweets function on Add Me Fast to get more people to link out to your website. And at the same time, here's a little trick for you. Send some retweets and favorites to those tweets so that Google can actually see that these tweets are important, therefore the links must be very important. The same works for Facebook, except instead of retweets and favorites, you're going to be sending as many likes, comments, and shares as possible to boost that post. Facebook is an awesome way to get some link juice to your website, even though there are no follow links. Another one that people don't use very often is Pinterest. And you're going to want to link to different pages using related pins. For example, if you have a cooking website, you're going to want to find as many pins that have to do with cooking as possible and be pinning out to those specific pins. You're going to want to send as many likes, favorites, and repins as possible as well to give yourself that extra boost. Pinterest is a gold mine for link juice. And not only for link juice, but also for getting tons and tons of traffic to your websites. And another one that you can use that I have not included in this list is Tumblr. And websites like Link Collider allow you to do exchanges with Tumblr posts, other Tumblr shares. Tumblr is hands down, one of the most powerful social backlinks and backlinks period that you can ever have. Marketers like Jay Westman on YouTube use Reddit and Tumblr. Reddit actually is not one that you can do with social exchanges, but Tumblr alone to outrank sites with 5 or 6 backlinks, when his competitor sites have 10 to 15,000 backlinks. Once again, backlinks, guys, are all about quality, not quantity whatsoever. So you're probably wondering, how can I supercharge my Google rankings with this method? Well, Google Plus is one of the most powerful ways to supercharge your SEO. The reason for this is because Google Plus is Google's own social network. It's Google's child. So Google is incentivizing all Google Plus users by super ranking all of their content. So what does this mean for you? It means you have a fast track, guaranteed, easy access source to get to the front page of Google, which means a lot of money. So, normally this would require months to build up enough power, but with Social Media Massacre, it is possible to start ranking extremely quickly. Links that are listed on Google Plus are indexed almost immediately compared to regular backlinks. Some sites will even take days to weeks to get indexed. With Google Plus, you can definitely change that. So how do you rank Google Plus content in Add Me Fast? Well, there are two options that you're really going to want to focus on in Add Me Fast. The first of which is the Google Post Share. And you are going to want to give as many of these as possible to all of your content, all of your links on Google Plus. That is a key factor in how Google Plus determines, and Google, how important a link is. Another aspect of this is that you definitely want to be building your Google circles. So you want to be bringing in as many people as possible. Google will view this as you are an authority or you are very important in your niche, and they will rank you respectively. Other websites like Link Collider and other social exchanges have the Google Plus One option. And this allows you to receive tons of post bumps in Google Plus, which are also extremely important. They are arguably even more important than these two. They are the key factor in how Google determines how popular content is. So I definitely recommend that you don't just stick to Add Me Fast, you move to other websites as well in your efforts to rank your Google Plus content. So you're probably wondering how you can increase your chances of ranking with Google Plus. I always recommend that my students use Google Hangouts because Google Hangouts are also another product, obviously another product of Google. Combining the two can give you extremely powerful results. There are many marketers who get to the first page of Google with Google Hangouts alone without using Google Plus. You can easily rank these by sharing these in your Google Plus circles and then sending as many Google shares and plus ones as possible in Add Me Fast and other social exchanges to promote this link as much as possible. This can give you huge amounts of link juice and rank you within a couple days. I'll show you an example at the very end of this presentation of a marketer who was able to do this using the same principles I'm telling you, able to do this in just a few days, which is incredible for very competitive keywords. Another way that you can increase your chances of ranking with Google Plus is by structuring your titles properly. You want to include the name of your business, website, YouTube channel, or whatever you're promoting. But be sure not to keyword stuff. This actually extends far beyond Google Plus into things like YouTube. You do not want to be using keyword stuffing, guys. There's commonly available software that is available to the public to detect keyword stuffing. So if the public has it, you can be guaranteed that Google is going to have that, and they do not like keyword stuffing. They will penalize you for it, they will take away your link juice, and they can possibly even ban your site from rankings, so do not do that. Another important element of Google Plus is the first sentence of your post, of your profile, your meta description. All of those things are very important. Consider those to be their own title tags. You want to be very careful with the keywords you use. Be very aware of keyword stuffing here. You want to provide as much value and informational value to the search engines as possible about what you're offering. Another thing that you can do to increase your chances of ranking well is to include links to your website and other social networks wherever possible. Remember that Google Plus is a social network, and they want you to be sending outbound links as well as receiving inbound links. The best way to do this is obviously just by linking. The key little tip and trick to continuing to rank well with Google Plus is to tweak or edit your posts every once in a while. This is one that even a lot of SEO heads or social marketers don't know about. The reason you want to do this is because Google will view you as being current and up to date with your profile, and they're going to rank you respectively compared to other marketers who may only post once a month. So even if you only have 5 posts, updating those one per week can definitely give you some stronger results and definitely some more long-term results as well. So before I go, guys, I wanted to give an example of how possible and how powerful it is to use Google Plus, Social Media Massacre, YouTube, and really knock this out of the park by combining the three. And this is actually a screenshot of the first page of Google for typing in LinkedIn authority tips. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Barb Ling is one of the most knowledgeable warriors on ranking SEO very quickly and very easily, and she uses Google Plus, Google Hangouts, and YouTube to do this. So once again, this is something that is as you can see, has over 5.5 million, 5.8 million to be exact, results within Google. That's a very competitive keyword. So Barbara is stealing a ton of traffic by doing this. Something that I believe she says was done actually in a couple days, which is that's incredible. So once again, guys, it's been great, and hopefully this shows you just how powerful Social Media Massacre is for SEO. Like I always say, guys, the possibilities with this product and with this method are truly endless. So go out there, take action, and get results, guys. Until next time, guys, take care. Hey, what's going on, guys? Phil here again with Success Training, and welcome to Quick Cash Methods. I have a ton of extremely valuable and powerful information for you guys in this presentation, so we're just going to go ahead and get right into it this time. So what are we going to cover in this training session? There's so many different things that we're going to cover. We're going to talk about the best ways to make quick cash with Social Media Massacre, how to take this method and turn it into a profitable business, and how to use arbitrage to make these methods particularly powerful, all while reducing workload. So as you guys are going to see, by the time you guys get through this video, you're going to be like, wow, I had no idea that half of these places even existed, let alone I can make money from doing these things. So the first thing that I want to talk about, when I originally launched Social Media Massacre, I had an upsell product. It was an ebook for a Fiverr business plan using this. And I just want you guys to understand that Fiverr and SEO Clerk are both two of the most powerful online marketplaces available, and they are not only good for selling services, but buying services arbitrage style. If you don't know what arbitrage basically allows you to take advantage of a price difference. For example, if somebody is looking to buy a Kindle ebook cover on Craigslist for $150, you can go to Fiverr and have one professionally made, really high quality one for $5 to $10, send it to them and collect the $140, basically only acting as a middleman. So these are very powerful tools, for doing that. So once again, you guys are going to want to look into possibly selling your services. There are tons of Fiverr gigs that sell for as much as $40, some for hundreds of dollars. And you can easily make this work by taking advantage of the outsourcing module that I have already provided on how to get cheap penny employees to do all of the work with Social Media Massacre. But the good news is that if you can take advantage of other modules that I have provided with Social Media Massacre, such as the SEO module, the trending module, you can actually offer these services and you could even offer them up to several $1,000s on Fiverr and SEO Clerk. Small businesses would love to get their hashtag trending on Twitter. Who wouldn't? Website owners and business owners are always looking for quick SEO, so the SEO module is excellent for doing that. So once you guys perfect those methods and you provide social proof of you doing that, you can totally hit up Fiverr and SEO Clerk and go any which way with that. But there are tons of different ways to make money with just Fiverr and SEO Clerk with Social Media Massacre. And the first one of those is by selling social media interactions. Facebook likes, Twitter followers, Twitter retweets, Twitter favorites, SoundCloud plays, YouTube hits. Whatever you want to do, is the sky's the limit with this. So what I really recommend that you guys do is to build your own website offering your Fiverr services, whatever you choose to do, and really promote the heck out of it. There are a couple of forums out there. You can do a simple Google search looking for Fiverr communities where you can promote your Fiverr gigs and start getting tons of traffic to these gigs. One thing that you're going to want to do for a pricing strategy, you're probably wondering, well, how do I know how much to charge somebody on Fiverr? Basically, the only thing you need to do is you need to find similar gigs to what you're offering and then be as competitive as possible. You definitely want to advertise, I'm the cheapest and most powerful Fiverr gig within this category. People will definitely eat that up. However, if you're doing, a trending or an SEO gig of this nature, then you may be one of the first to the scene, and you may have some testing and researching and experimenting to do with what price points work best for you. I always recommend starting it obviously at $5 and then increasing it by $10 to $15 for each gig bonus. When I was doing Fiverr full time, I had actually built out a complete website that was basically functioned as my own e-commerce store. And when they clicked on the product, it would redirect them to the Fiverr gig, where it would explain everything right there. I did some promotion on YouTube for these Fiverr gigs that worked very well for me. What you can do is you can go to Google Keyword Research Tool, and you can find which searches are getting the most traffic. Remember that YouTube is owned by Google, so Google gives priority to YouTube videos. So if you can find a commonly searched keyword for, for example, how do I get more Twitter followers for under $10? You can make a YouTube video of that and reap all of the traffic from that keyword. And all the YouTube video is going to do is give them a link to your Fiverr gig. So these tiny little tactics like that are key to making Fiverr super profitable. As I always tell people, Fiverr is not very profitable on the $5 end. But the great news about Social Media Massacre is that you can provide amazing value to your clients, and you can sell really powerful services that could even sell up into trending alone can sell up into the tens and hundreds of thousands of dollar range because of how powerful that is, as well as viral marketing. So once again, guys, be sure to show proof. Be sure to build yourself a website for your Fiverr gig. If you choose to get outsourcers, make sure that you check out my outsourcing module for Social Media Massacre. Just make sure that you have all of this planned out and mapped out so that you'll be 100% good to go. And here's a picture that I provided of a Fiverr gig. This is just an example. This is definitely not the top selling one out there. But this guy is offering 75 Facebook shares and 75 Twitter tweets for $5. Now, even without an outsourcer, this is something that could easily be accomplished in, I would say, probably 15 minutes of building AdMe Fast points. And basically all you're going to want to do is go into AdMe Fast under the Add Site, Edit Site area. You're going to want to add Facebook post share and Twitter tweets, fill out the information that the client has provided to you, and you'll be good to go. Just screenshot your proof and send it along and collect your money. But as you can see, this guy actually has 7 days on average. I don't see really any reason why this would need 7 days. In fact, you would probably have much better luck by being competitive and offering an express delivery within 24 hours. But once again, guys, this is just an example, and I just wanted to show you that people are out here doing it. They're making a ton of money doing it. Another one is Craigslist. And many small businesses search Craigslist daily for their business needs. This is something that, people are constantly looking for cheap labor and cheap alternatives, not trying to spend a lot of money. There's a lot of people out there that, even though you guys understand now how to provide social media services, there's many people that just don't know how to do that. And they don't know, they think that that's something that costs thousands of dollars, and it's really not. So this is where you guys step in and fill that gap. So Craigslist is definitely a very powerful one. I always recommend trying to start locally, maybe even calling around to businesses and possibly trying to get some actual contracts, telling people, hi, my name is, for example, I would call and say, hi, my name is Phil Steptoe, I'm a social media expert. I'm also a university student, because I was calling around to local businesses. And you'd be surprised at how many people said, oh, that's great, yeah, what can you do for me? And, I would just explain the pricing. I would charge anywhere from $35 up to $100 for social media campaigns, and basically just build as many relationships as possible. However, you can also take this to the national and international levels. On Craigslist, you can go to any major city out there, basically in the United States, and I believe Craigslist also has an international directory as well. So you can be hitting every single major city out there and putting yourself on the map, providing tons of services. Like I say, guys, be careful though of how many ads you're posting up. You're going to get a ton of emails about this, because this is a huge market. This is something that there have been news articles, news reports over how quickly this business is growing. People are constantly looking to build up their social media accounts. As I was trained by my mentor, and he was trained by his mentor, people who do not embrace social media and technology in general will be left behind within the next 5 years. Many businesses will vanish that do not have social media accounts. So that is one thing that you can definitely argue inside of your uh, advertisement copy. And remember, guys, that you can buy these interactions on Fiverr and SEO Clerk if you absolutely don't have time to build up AdMe Fast Points, and you can turn around arbitrage style and sell them to Craigslist clients. You can also another thing that I've had luck with is actually having an entry price point of around 35 to, like I said, 35 to $100, and then bumping it up to $300 to $500 of teaching them how to access Fiverr, what kind of gigs to look for, how to use AdMe Fast, how to use really blow their social media marketing efforts through the roof. So once again, guys, remember that you can access these arbitrage style methods using Fiverr and SEO Clerk. And here's a picture of, this is in Galveston, Texas. This is not locally. I was just browsing and actually stumbled across this, and I was just, floored, because I was like, wow, this is exactly the kind of evidence that people need to see that this stuff is selling. So this is a great example of ad copy for this as well. They have a nice little graphic that they've made there. If you don't know how to make a graphic, once again, turn around and write to Fiverr and get somebody to make that for you. But this is a great price point. They're offering a great service, 5,000 real Twitter followers. That's something in AdMe Fast that could be done in easily a few hours. If you, this is another thing I wanted to talk about with you guys, is you guys are probably wondering, well, I don't really have time to sit there, or I'd rather have somebody else do it, and I don't feel like hiring an outsourcer. Well, as I say in the outsourcing module, you can buy AdMe Fast Points and social media exchange points extremely, extremely cheap, guys. They're like $5 for as many as 50,000 points. So you could potentially knock out 10, 15 gigs with just one purchase with that. So be sure to keep that in mind when you're doing this. The next one, and this is one of my favorites, I definitely recommend that you guys only do trending and viral marketing services with this. You definitely aren't going to want to sell simple social media interactions. Many people on these websites are both aware of how to, there's tons of marketers out there who know how to get Facebook likes, Twitter followers. Those aren't the real hot selling ones. There's definitely a market for that, but there's a much larger market for reaching out to businesses and providing trending and viral marketing services. But these two sites that I'm obviously already ahead of the game in talking about are the Warrior Forum and Digital Point. One of these, I would I would assume that you would already know what the Warrior Forum is from purchasing this product in the first place. But if you don't, the Warrior Forum is a very, very popular, I would argue it's the #1 internet marketing community in the world. And there's a huge market there for selling services as well as products. That's how you found this product. So once again, go on the Warrior Forum. There is a section on the Warrior Forum called Warriors for Hire. It is by far one of the most powerful and simple places to advertise a service and make a killing. There are people that have $20,000 per month plus businesses from just the Warrior Forum alone. So the power of arbitrage on the Warrior Forum is something that you can really, really knock it out of the park with. Just please be sure that you're only providing a quality, honest service. Be very transparent and provide social proof when you're offering these services. And the next one is, I would argue this is the second most powerful place to market these services, and that is Digital Point. Digital Point has been one of the most active internet marketing communities for a very long time now. It's not quite as old as the Warrior Forum, but it is still definitely up there. It's very powerful, and I've included a link below to Digital Point in case you don't know how to get there. I've also included a link to the Warrior Forum back on the previous slide, so jump back, I'd say about 30 seconds if you don't know how to get to the Warrior Forum section. So this is one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite, and it is Cashfly. And what Cashfly is it is an interstitial advertising network. These are basically paid URL shorteners. You guys have seen these all over the place. You'll recognize them. If you've ever heard of AdFly, You'll basically click on somebody's link and an ad will pop up for about 5 to 10 seconds. And once you have finished viewing that ad, you're able to proceed wherever the link was originally going to send you. But this allows you to make as much as, I mean, literally, it starts at about 1 cent per click. It can go up to as much as 10 cents per click, even even as much as I've actually seen 20 cents per click. And this depends obviously on the quality of the traffic you're sending them, as well as the country of origin of the click. So once again, you guys can definitely test this out. And then there's this is the great thing about Social Media Massacre and you being able to actually target different countries by including hashtags. So think about how powerful that is. As I say here, the payment goes as high as $55 for 1,000 visitors. That's incredible. I mean, that's something that you could, if you can generate $55 per day by sending, super high quality traffic to these networks, then that's basically payment of a full time job. That's solid income, guys. $55 per day is, that's 300 and something, for almost $400 per week, and that's $1,600 plus per month. So that's quite a bit of chunk of change. But either way, even if you don't target countries, I'm actually going to show you in the next few slides what I did in my case study. You can just spend a few hours sending traffic on autopilot to these networks, and you will be rewarded handsomely for not doing much or basically any work whatsoever. And basically, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use AdMeFast, Link Collider, and as many other networks as possible to send traffic to these links. Now, if you're wondering, well, Phil, I don't know where to get any more social exchange sites. Well, the good news for you is that I provided a list of over 60 with the original Social Media Massacre product. So go refer to that and just really build up as many of these sites as possible and start sending huge amounts of traffic. You could definitely potentially earn far, far more than I ever did with this. So just take that into consideration. And remember that if you have multiple computers in your house, you can use this on each one of them to send more and more and more traffic and in turn make more money on autopilot. So here it is. This is the screenshot. This is something that I just gotten off the phone with my mentor and I was shocked at how powerful this was. This was actually, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was just excited to see how powerful this was. This was only one site. I used linkcollider.com. I used their auto surf method and I sent tons of impressions. You guys can see I only sent 124 impressions that registered here, and that's nearly $6. That's incredible. So if you're able to send thousands of impressions per day, well, you can make a full-time income doing this. So I mean, this is definitely, the sky's the limit, guys. Just make sure you're sending as much quality traffic as possible. Remember that this method is geared for the autopilot approach, so you're definitely going to want to send as much, social media exchange, auto surf traffic as possible. I also include some social network clicks in there as well so that I can target countries that tend to pay well. So once again, this is sky's the limit. You choose how much you make with that. The next one we're on to is selling AdMeFast points. And you're like, wow, really? Well, since the launch of Social Media Massacre, we've built a community of nearly 1,000 strong. Years from now, this product is probably going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of people using it all the time. So this new market has created a massive demand for not only AdMeFast points, but other social exchange points as well. Link Collider, there's tons and tons and tons of different networks that you can build points for and make a ton of money doing it. Remember that AdMeFast alone at this current time charges $10 for about 1,500 points. Now that's not a lot of points. That's a lot of money to pay for just a little bit of points. So if you can spend an hour and make 5,000 points and turn around and sell them for $20 or $30, you could spend all day doing that. Or once again, you can outsource that and you can sell that for $20, $30. So give people a discount, show them, what they're going to get. Maybe give them test access to prove that you're not, a shovel seller or you're just trying to get their money and skip town. But Add Me Fast Points is a great way to make money using this system. And you can definitely sell these using Fiverr and SEO clerks. You can also feel free to hop in my Facebook group that I have on the thank you page for Social Media Massacre. Advertise your services. Advertise, hey, I'm selling Add Me Fast Points. Anybody interested? There you go. That's a complete community in and of itself where you're welcome to advertise your services for that. But if you are using Fiverr and SEO clerks, just a good way to find Add Me Fast gig pricing is, like I say, just find other Add Me Fast gigs and find their pricing and beat it, or add just a little more value. And make sure that's known. Make sure that in your title of your gigs you are telling people it's the best value on Fiverr. People love that. People come to Fiverr in the first place for the value they receive. And the next one we're on to is paid per tweet. And this one is extremely, extremely powerful. I mean, literally powerful to the point where approach with caution, because you're going to get hooked on building followers for doing this. But for those of you who don't know what paid per tweet is, it's an awesome network that allows you to sell tweets for other people. Some large businesses will actually approach you while using this site to advertise their product. And you earn a commission for sending out, depending on how many of your followers view or click or interact with that tweet. So once again, if you have 1 million followers, you can easily get up into the thousands of dollars range with this service alone. And I have definitely seen tweets that price way upwards of $3,000. I've seen $10,000. I've seen $15,000 for millions and millions and millions of people. But you're going to want to build as many followers for this to work. You're going to want to really build up a legitimate, awesome, powerful social network using Social Media Massacre. You're definitely not going to want to just start sending lousy traffic from an auto hit exchange or anything like that. You're definitely going to want to provide the real deal by building a very strong account using Social Media Massacre. So Social Media Massacre is a great place to start for this one. But as I say, guys, be careful. You're going to get absolutely hooked on building followers for this, because this can be a serious moneymaker. There's many people that make a ton of money with paid per tweet alone. So there's also another one called My Likes, which I actually haven't included in the presentation. Feel free to check out My Likes in Google. It's actually a website that will pay you each time you have somebody click on your link. So if you have a tweet and you put a link in there, they'll pay you 10 cents, 20 cents, $1 per interaction with your social share. So once again, guys, powerful little secrets here with this, and I hope that I want to hear some amazing testimonials with this. Go out and take action, start earning some money online right now, and just make sure that you are providing a quality service no matter what you do. Be honest and transparent, and always over deliver. That's really the key to online success, guys. I can't express. I'm somebody that earns up into the six-figure range, so I'm not going to say how much. I don't want to brag or anything like that. It's definitely nothing to crazy brag over, but always over deliver and provide value. And if you do that, you will be successful whether you like it or not. So once again, let's go over some quick success tips. As I always say, don't stick with just one system. You always want to branch out and use as many different streams of traffic as possible for maximum earning potential. Remember that traffic is the real key to the lock of success. So, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you've got the greatest service in the world. If people don't know about it, it's just not going to sell. It's just the end. That's the end of the road with that. And as I said a second ago, be honest and transparent with whatever you're offering, and show proof when you're selling a service. You definitely don't want to go around to businesses telling them you're going to trend them for $5,000. They pay you $5,000 and you don't follow through with the service. That's a great way to destroy your reputation and possibly get yourself into some serious trouble. But once again, guys, this is a super, super powerful module, and I want to hear some amazing testimonials. This is, once again, there's stuff in here that I've probably left out. So you guys need to go out there, take action, really figure out how to leverage Social Media Massacre to really, really take advantage of the internet marketing world and start bringing you some serious cash. This is something that's very, very powerful, guys. And I realize it more, every day. I don't think even I fully understand how powerful this is. I actually had somebody tell me at one time that this entire system could be put into a training course and sold for thousands and thousands of dollars because of how powerful it is. So I want to see you guys go out there and, like I say, take action, picture your success, and get results, guys. But thank you so much for joining me for these presentations, and be sure to reach out to me if you have any support questions. You guys have access to my help desk as well as my support email, so don't be afraid to reach out to me with that. But until next time, guys, best of luck and take care. Hey, what's going on, guys? Phil here again. Welcome back to Success Training, and this is the conversions module. This is definitely one of the more important and crucial modules because it teaches you how to really harness the power of Social Media Massacre and put it into action. But let's go ahead and dive right on in. So what are we going to cover in this training section? The first thing I'm going to go over is what are conversions and why are they important? Conversions are really the key to online success. You can have as much traffic as you want, you can have as many visitors as you want, as many leads, but if you can't convert those, then it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. I'm also going to talk about what you need to maximize conversions. There are definitely several things you're going to need to really increase your chances of getting conversions, as well as how to separate low quality conversions from high quality conversions. I'm also finally going to talk about the best ways to get conversions with Social Media Massacre, and obviously this extends over into many other traffic sources. So what are conversions and why are they important? Well, like I said, conversions are what truly separates successful businesses from failed businesses. And a conversion is the process of turning a complete stranger into an investigator and later a buyer and promoter. And with any method, it's very important to set up a proper sales funnel and squeeze page so that you can maximize your conversions. For those of you who don't know what a squeeze page is, a squeeze page is one of those pages that will ask you for your email address in return for something. For example, if you've ever seen one of those pages that has an empty box where you can insert your email, it has a submit button below, and then above it will have a phrase such as discover how I make $50 per day online. That's a squeeze page. So even if you're using quality traffic, AdWords, Bing ads, Facebook traffic, you're not going to get many conversions without the proper things in place. And I'll go ahead and let you know that I have provided some success tools with this module to get you off the ground as soon as possible, so you guys don't have to go out and build a squeeze page. I've already built. So what do you need to maximize conversions? The first thing you guys are going to need is a website. A website is going to serve as the hub and the real center of all of your marketing efforts, so I really recommend that you have one. The biggest reason you're going to want to have one is because you need your own place to host squeeze and landing pages. Many mailing list providers like Aweber, MailChimp, and GetResponse will allow you to host pages on their own servers. The problem with this is that you really don't have the complete control that you would have by having your own website. So once again, guys, if you don't have one, that's completely fine. It's not going to cost you a lot of money or take a lot of time. I have provided a link in the link list section of this module on how to build a website really quickly and for really cheap. So be sure to check that out. The next thing you're going to need is a squeezer landing page. If you don't know how to make one, that's completely fine. As I said a minute ago, I have provided some ready to use templates in this module so you guys can get up and running immediately. I have also included a 20-minute long advanced training video to help you guys get off the ground and being able to make your own squeeze and landing pages. It's also really important to have a highly converting page. And once again, the templates I've provided have done this for you, but it's really important to eventually be able to implement your own strategies to increase conversions. And the biggest thing, as I say in the advanced training video that comes with this module, the most important and valuable aspect of a highly converting page would probably be video. And video has been proven for years to increase conversions by as much as 200-300%, as much as 1,000%. So you guys can find some great tutorials on YouTube on how to make a great sales video or an opt-in video. There are also many WordPress tools for this. The next thing that you're going to want to be sure of is that you don't look spammy. Be sure to check out the branding module and really understand what I mean by looking professional and really giving people that full experience that they need to really involve themselves in not only your websites but your products as well. So be sure to look professional, look like the real deal, be legitimate, and build out your social profiles. I can assure you guys, as an experienced marketer myself, that trust is the most important aspect of marketing. And it is the difference between tons of conversions and no conversions. In other words, it's the difference between making a lot of money and making nothing. And spamming will also put your social accounts at risk. Once again, as I always say, I don't advocate spamming at all. So please do not do that. So, what's the best way to get conversions with this method? Plain and simple, guys, list building. And for those of you who are scared of building a list or think that it's really hard, it's really not. And list building gives you a lot of leverage. There's a reason why so many online marketers love list building. And the reason why you want to build a list is because you need to understand that if you can capture one visitor on your page and you can show them something 6 or 7 times, you have a nearly 90% higher chance of obtaining their information again, whether it's a CPA offer or a sale, than you would if they were just passing through as a random visitor. So once again, guys, list building allows you to really collect your traffic and really be able to harness the power of that and hit them with repeat offers. As my mentor told me, it requires 6 or 7 times really to hit somebody with an offer before they pick it up and run with it. So this is the beauty of list building and why list building functions so well for me with Social Media Massacre. If you guys saw my screenshot of my ClickBank earnings with this method, that is because I built a list with this method. So it's also important to offer a free gift, and cheap PLR works very well. If you don't know what PLR is, it stands for private label rights, and what this allows you to do is purchase content and slap your name on it. It's something that you can literally purchase for as low as $2 to $3. So you're going to want to give them this free gift or this cheap PLR in return for them signing up. And make sure that your offer follows your medium. For example, on your squeeze page, you need to let somebody know that you need their email address to send them their free gift. So you don't want to make it seem like you're selling emails or you're doing anything that's sketchy or shady, because in today's world, people are extremely careful with not only their wallets, but their email addresses, their phone numbers, anything that's their personal information. And most people just really do not trust email submits nowadays due to just the massive explosion in spam and, like I said a second ago, list selling. So make sure that you're appearing to be very trustworthy. Another thing I always recommend is to have a notice on your page that states that you do not sell people's information, that they're completely safe by giving their information to you. So, as I say in the original video, make sure that you're testing different headlines, profile pictures, and hashtags. This is the biggest trick that you can ever do, the most powerful thing you can ever do with this method to really knock the socks off of it. And you're going to want to track your results every single time. And it's really, really easy to do this. You don't need any expensive software, or you don't need anything crazy like that. All you need is just to create a separate goo.gl link every time you do it. So just be sure to track. You can even take a pen and paper and track what's working best for you. And once you find what works, make sure that you stick with that and focus on further improving it. Once again, guys, the conversions module here goes really hand in hand with branding as far as looking professional and really maximizing the trust relationship that you establish with visitors. So if you guys haven't checked that out, feel free to check that out as well. But the great way to test what's working for you and your changes with your headlines and your profile pictures and hashtags is really to do split testing. So, as I say, guys, track everything with a new Google URL shortened link and make sure that you are figuring out what works for you and what does not work for you. Each niche is going to be different. The next important aspect of getting conversions with Social Media Massacre is to understand what your list wants. Here's a really important tip for you guys. A buyer's list is much different than a freebies list. This is one thing that many struggling internet marketers fail to understand, is that a list that you build for free, or a list that is built off of people that have not spent money on you, is only going to respond to free or extremely low ticket items. The reason for this is because everybody loves free. I mean, ask yourself, do I love free stuff? I can nearly guarantee that you're going to say yes. And most people follow this same logic. So you're going to need to, at least if you have a free list, if you're using this method and you're building a free list, you're not building a buyer's list, hit that list with free offers. A great way to do this is by signing up for a CPA network that offers free trials in your niche. Another thing you can do is to restructure PLR and include affiliate links in your content. This will allow you to monetize all while giving out free information. This is a trick that I've been doing for a very long time to make a ton of money. So there's a little gold nugget, guys. Another thing you're going to want is to invest in an autoresponder. This is going to reduce a lot of the workload, take it completely off of your plate. So every marketer should have an autoresponder. And this will allow you to focus on getting more traffic instead of worrying about mailing your list. And I recommend that you build a 5-day autoresponder sequence. And what an autoresponder sequence is if you've ever subscribed to somebody's mailing list, you'll see an email that's day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. This is a sequence. This allows them to have basically an email funnel set up to really harness new visitors. And try, like I said, try putting tons of affiliate links in freebies. You guys are going to be floored at how well this works for you. You can actually make a killing off of doing this on the Warrior Forum alone and including links to these freebies and your squeeze pages simply in your signature. And this is, like I say, this is something I've been doing for a very long time now. So another thing you can do, especially with this, the freebies side of things and giving out free gifts, is to approach this by writing short how-tos or top 5 reports. I've been doing how-tos for a long time now. That's how that entire list that you guys saw on the sales page of Social Media Massacre was built, was from giving out how-to reports. It was a how-to report on SEO. And I included affiliate links in there as well. So these people were reading my content. I was able to draw them in and have a much higher chance of making sales by providing the content that they wanted, which was free content. So how-to guides and top 5 reports convert very well. If you're wondering what kind of freebies to make, that's a great place to start. And just remember that people always need information, guys. There's 2 types of currency in this world. There's information and there's influence. There's nothing else. So if you can provide them with a solution, you're going to make money doing it, and a lot of money. The next thing you're really going to want to do is just extend your reach. Once you're doing testing and you're split testing your squeeze pages, your landing pages, as well as your add me fast headlines, your profile pictures, your social branding, you're going to want to step outside of Twitter and Facebook. I can promise you guys that there is a world of traffic way outside of Twitter and Facebook. One that works very well is actually SoundCloud. Publishing your own podcasts and blasting them out on SoundCloud is an amazing way to get traffic. For those of you who are familiar with Pat Flynn, Pat reaps in tons of money in traffic from podcasts. He's actually one of the largest internet marketing podcasts ever. But once again, you really don't need to be on that same level with Pat Flynn to see a ton of traffic coming to you. And the good news about SoundCloud and other, unconventional approaches to obtaining traffic is that these visitors end up being a lot more involved because they have already invested themselves in listening to what you have to say. So they end up being a lot more high quality. So once again, guys, you're going to want to step out onto the Pinterest scene, the Tumblr scene. Really take advantage of the list of social media exchanges I provided to you guys with the original product, and really leverage that to reach the entire social scene. Another great one is Instagram. Instagram is actually one that marketers have been blowing up on the Warrior Forum, especially recently. With CPA offers, affiliate links, they've been making hundreds of dollars a day using Instagram. So Instagram is a great one. It's a proven track record for not only getting tons of traffic, but actually making sales as well. So there are several social media exchanges out there that allow you to use Instagram. So I really recommend that you guys take advantage of that one. And as I've said this entire presentation, guys, don't stick to one network. You guys are really going to want to go out there onto SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, Pinterest, Tumblr, Instagram. Uh, just really go out there and hit every single network that you can, and do your split testing. Test which landing pages and squeeze pages work for you, which headlines, profile pictures, what branding methods work for you, and knock it out of the park. You guys, once you figure out what works and what does not work, that's personally how I have been extremely successful with this method. I've figured out what works for me and what does not work for me. So I can reproduce results every single day consistently. And once again, like I've said throughout the whole presentation, I have provided some success tools to get this up and running as fast as possible. You guys are definitely going to want to check out the templates I've provided, as well as the advanced training module that I have given you, completely 100% free. I just want to make sure you guys are getting value. You guys are picturing your success and getting out there and taking action. So I really recommend that you check out the success tools and really put this into play as soon as possible. But thanks a lot, guys, for joining me for another advanced training module. I wish you guys all the best. And once again, we are just on the very, very tip of what Social Media Massacre is just capable of. So once again, guys, thanks a lot for joining me, and best of luck.